Hey friends out there in YouTube land, Rob here, and today I would like to share with you my experience, my first impressions using the DJI Pocket 2. Now, this camera's been out for a while. Many of you have already seen reviews about it, but it was worthwhile enough for me to buy the creator's kit from Adorama here in 2022. I bought it because I've got use for this type of thing, and I've set it up in the kind of environments that I would use it. I wouldn't necessarily call this low light, but it definitely isn't bright sunlight out in the outdoors. The type of uses I can see for this camera specifically would be at live events where I go to. Sometimes I play the guitar, sometimes I play in a band, sometimes I'm at weddings and I want to use something. I think that a lot of these types of environments where I've got some spill light would work well, and that's what we're testing today. But jumping into that, let me just say this: if you find this content helpful, fun, if you use it for any reason whatsoever, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below if you don't want to support any other way, or you can go ahead and use those Amazon links or send me a cup of coffee through PayPal. That'd be greatly appreciated. Now, as far as this is concerned, we're actually shooting currently in 4K 24 frames per second, but we are also recording at 150 of a shutter, ISO 400, and a custom white balance. This is very important. I've got 3 lights going on right here. I've got 2 great video maker lights. I've got a rim and a spill providing some color. I've got a key light with barn doors providing light for me and my face to warm me up to the proper color tone. And then I've got a Pixel G1S over there providing some background color. And I'm actually powering the device using an Anker power pack. We are running all of the audio through the microphone right now, which works. We're going to go ahead and turn this off and see what happens. Let's go ahead in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's off. Did you hear anything? I see that it says that it's been disconnected. Wireless mic disconnected right here, right? And so it's just warning me, and now it's using the spatial mics that are right there. Now, I know that there are quite a few different ways that we can adjust the spatial mics, but right now we're just going to allow them to have all 4 on. Now, I'll bet you hear a little bit of room tone, and it might actually sound like some reverb, which could be kind of cool. So how does that sound? How does that change it? I mean, we're in a 21 by 14 room right here, and drywall, you know, stuff like that. Okay, that being the case, we're not even going to switch any settings. We're going to just go directly into the song once again. Creole Williams lived down the dirt road. He made homemade wine like nobody I know. Stopped by one Friday night, said, "Would you help me, Creole? Got a little girl waiting and I want to treat her right." He said, "I've got what you need, son, sitting right here in the cellar." He pulled out the cobwebs, turned on the lights, and he said, "There might be a little dust on the bottle. Don't let it fool you about what's inside. There might be a little dust on the bottle. It's one of them things that just gets sweeter with time." Okay, how's that? I don't know, you tell me. Let's go ahead and add the wide angle adapter real quick. We can do that. We're still recording, right? We're still in 4K 24p, 1/50th of a second, or 1/50th, and ISO 400 custom white balance set, and we still have everything set back up. Now, I can tell you, I think I like this wide angle adapter quite a bit. Okay, it looks like it's on. You can see quite a bit more. You can actually see this right now, and it's pretty good, right? So we're going to go ahead and turn the microphone back on. 3, 2, 1. It looks to me as if it's connected, and things are looking nice. Once again, give you a little shot of what I see right here. Okay, this is pretty good. I like being able to see this right here. And should we do it? Let's do it. Let's go ahead and put on face detect and give it a try once again. Now, I'm setting up the face detect. It's found my face. It wants to put me in a certain spot, and I'm going to go ahead and just let it do it. I'm going to frame it just a little bit differently the way that I like to frame. I kind of like a left or right alignment for my framing most of the time, but that's okay. It seems to want to wander just a little bit. We've got the wide angle lens adapter that's on, which is like 15 millimeters as compared to 20, and we're back over here through the microphone. Okay, So how does it sound? I remember when I lost my mind. There's something so precious about that place. Even my emotions had space. I was out there without care. I was out of touch. And it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. I might be crazy, and I might be crazy, and I might be crazy. Probably. Okay, so there we go. Pretty nice, I guess, right? What do you think? And let's go ahead and try it again. Tell me what you think and what you heard down below. I haven't heard this yet. This is just you and me going through this together. We're gonna go ahead and turn the microphone off once again, and we're doing that on 3, 2, and 1. Let's see. It says disconnected, and it should have already transferred over. So you should be able to hear, once again, the regular voice coming through the regular ways. So tell me what you think. We're again still on the 15mm wide angle lens and having a good time, I think. I think we're having a nice time. What I am going to do is turn off the active track, and I'll do the framing the way that I would like to do the framing, just so that you can see the difference. And maybe, you know, in your live events, when you use this, you might choose to like active track. When I get to bobbing and weaving, it seems to move around a little bit. I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. If my emotions had space, I was out there without care. I was out of touch. It wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. I might be crazy. I might be crazy. I might be crazy. Probably. Okay, so we are disconnected once again. How did that sound? Okay, we've gone back and forth through this, and I may have popped forwards and deleted some scenes, but earlier I accidentally turned the mic off, forgot that it was off. Who knows? If you find this part in there, then I just decided to leave it as a bonus. However, tell me, what do you think? How does it sound? Is it pretty good? What do you think about it? You like it? It's nice? Okay. That being the case, I think we're going to jump into another part of the test, which is actually going to be the 2x zoom. Now, we've got the wide angle lens on here, so we're going to take the wide angle lens off so that we can see the zoom. Okay? I gotta tell you, right off the bat, I think that I like the wide angle lens pretty good. We're gonna also go ahead and turn on the wireless mic. When you turn on the mic, you should see a green light pair on the device. That's one way to know. Now, if you didn't know already, actually the device has a really nice way to hold all of your things in there, although the magnets that hold on the wide angle adapter aren't very strong, so it could fall out at some point, but I kind of like this. If I haven't told you already, we've been recording and using it, and just about after a full charge, I only got about an hour's worth of use on it, so I'm using an Anchor power adapter currently right now. It's plugged directly in. As we continue forward, let's actually keep thinking about this, right? So we're going to turn on the active track once again and let it spaz out just a little bit. Okay, it's having a hard time. I can imagine that it would do better maybe in full sunlight or whatever. Actually, I don't know what its issue is. It seems to jump around a little bit. But we're in 4K. We've got a 64 megapixel sensor on this camera. 16 times 4 is 64. So we're supposed to be able to, with a 16 megapixel 4 pixel bin, still have 4K resolution, which of course we do, because 16 megapixels is bigger than 4K. And that means that we should have the ability to, well, zoom in twice without any loss. So here's what you look for. And I haven't seen this yet either. So look in the back, in this area right here, in the background, and which isn't blurry, and that's totally fine, especially with this kind of camera. I kind of like the fact that you can see the crowd behind me, if there was a crowd. I like that, that's not bad. But look in the areas that are kind of bluish and see if you see that little beautiful sparkle of noise. We shall see, and we're zooming in now. Whew. We are 2 times zoomed in. I'm looking right now at the iPad and things seem to look pretty good. I do see a little bit back here in this area, a little bit of grain of noise, but I don't think that it's bad by any means. In fact, this is something that I could bust up very easily with neat video, no problem. It just would take a little bit of time. Neat video always takes some time, even with a top-of-the-line computer. Of course, better computers could always do better, but that's a different story. I talk about computers a lot. But this is actually only part of it. We've got 2 times zoom when we are using 4K. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video now so that I can begin another section in 2.7K and see 3 times zoom. We're going to paste these together on the timeline and give the best approximation of both. But in any event, you're going to be looking for the noise in the background. So once again, I'll see you in a moment. And just like that, we are back. We're still using the wireless mic right here, and now we're in 2.7K. We've got face track on. Everything's the same. So 2.7K at 1/50th of a second for the shutter and 400 on the ISO. We haven't changed any of the lighting. You should see the exact same things. But now we're going to zoom in to 3 times. So definitely can see that we're zoomed in. I still look pretty sharp on the iPad. Now that might be different on my Precisionist monitor that I got by Dell. I got a 42-inch Precisionist. I can see pixel to pixel perfect, you know. But it looks pretty good right here. How does it look back there and back here? What do you think? Can you see a lot of noise back there? From what I'm seeing on the iPad, I see a little bit of noise, but really not that much. We are also recording in the high quality mode on all of these, so keep that in mind. Okay, so that means that the next part that we jump to is actually going to be 1080p. Now, the likelihood is that when I produce all of this, I'm going to downscale to 1080p, so the 1080p will probably be the only one that actually has the native resolution being shown. I expect that without any noise reduction, I'm not going to add any to this except maybe as an example, and that will be clearly marked. I expect that by the time you downsample this in this lighting environment, you're probably pretty doggone. You're probably not going to see much noise at all. I don't expect that we'll see too much. And actually, at a concert with a little bit of haze in the air, I could see this being a really cool look with this kind of lighting. Okay, so let's do it. And we're back. Okay, so how'd you like that? A little magic trick. We are now currently at 1080p. Everything else is the same, so 1/50th, 1/50 of a second for the shutter, 1/400th or 400 ISO, and we're still in the high quality mode right here. So how does it look back there? I'm looking right now. I can't really tell a difference from this distance from the iPad, but we do get a 4 times zoom, and let's see what that does. Whoa! You can really see on 4 times. Now, maybe here I'm beginning to see some pixelation a little bit differently. In fact, I believe that I am, especially on my face, in the shine areas up here and stuff like that. I can kind of see these little grainy things. I don't think it's terrible, actually. But this is just an initial impression. This is just one place where I've set up my lighting. I haven't had a chance to actually look at this and make a determination. So please tell me what you think. Does it look good back here? Does it look good back there? To me, it looks pretty okay, I gotta say. We're gonna go ahead and zoom back out, but at 1080p to 4K resolution on a 64 megapixel sensor, 4 times zoom, supposedly lossless with no loss of quality. We're going to go ahead and turn active track off at this point in time and give ourselves a nice setup the way that we want to be. Yeah, okay, so I think we're good. Let's go ahead and switch back over to 4K for the outro. All right, my friends, we are back at 4K for the outro. So how does this look? I've turned off auto framing. We're not using the wide angle adapter anymore. Everything is just kind of regular. I think this has been pretty eye-opening for me. Yeah, lots of you might not have this type of lighting, and I completely agree with you about that. But also, lighting is something that you kind of deal with as a photographer, right? Especially with weddings. So I'm used to working in low lighting environments. Specifically, if you saw my recent video about the Panasonic CX10, X1500, X2000, you know, I'm talking about the rise of the small sensor cameras once again. Small sensor cameras have been around, like in the GoPro and everything, but there are companies out there that, like Panasonic, that are making really high-tech small sensor cameras. This DJI Pocket 2 has a larger sensor at 1/1.7 than does my Panasonic X1500, X2000, CX10. I hate having to say that. That whole X series, they have a 1/2.5 inch image sensor and a beautiful 600mm zoom lens in 35mm equivalent, which means that this should be a little bit brighter, and I should expect to have a little bit better of noise performance than on the Panasonic. But I don't know, the Panasonic's got a huge Venus processing engine in there. I'd have to look at them side by side. I do quite much enjoy the Panasonic, especially in low light. I just look for places like this that have a lot of spill or ambient light in order to light the scene. Or I bring in my own lights. Same thing as I did here. So that's what I would say. I think that's where I'm at. This, once again, is just my initial impressions. I've got a lot of questions. How does it look? How did it sound? You're going to see this pretty much the same time I am. We're going to premiere this, and I'll watch this with you. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, but most definitely leave a comment down below so I can hear what your thoughts are on how this looks. Guys, I'm Rob. I've had a great time sharing this information with you today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all on the flip side. Bye for now.